Good afternoon, everybody. My name is John Rohrer, and I am the manager of the print facility for American Fidelity Insurance Company. American Fidelity is home-based in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and it was founded in 1960 by C.W. Hold on, Steve. There we go. All right. There we go. American Fidelity Insurance, Oklahoma City is our home office. It's founded by C.W. Cameron in 1960. It's one of the largest private family-owned life and health insurance companies in the United States. It serves more than 1 million customers in 49 states, everybody but Hawaii. I guess it's more expensive over there to insure folks, and 23 countries worldwide. AF Press is the name for the print shop, the implant that we have. We've got it registered, trademarked. We're so proud of it that we went ahead and got it locked in so nobody can take it from us. So some information about AF Press. We've got 19 employees in the department, ranging from print and binder operators to our own technical analyst folks, client services teams, accounts payable, and we are also responsible for providing all the copiers, faxes for all the offices nationwide for the company. So it's a pretty busy position we got there. We're open 24 hours a day as far as our print operation. That's the demand on our staff for printing of brochures, checks, various signage. We brought in signage about 4 years ago. It kind of was slow to take on in its popularity, but it's really grown in the last 18 months or so. We're pushing out a lot of roll-up banner stands, mounted on phone cord type displays, so they can be sent out to the field for all of our sales agents to use at their presentations. So mainly produce brochures. Signature-bound brochures is our main product type, full bleed. We run on an 80-pound gulp. That's our house stock. We produce all of our customer checks, payments for disability, cancer, various types of things. So as far as the production room goes, our key equipment, we have a Xerox Nuvera 144 EA. We brought in the EA version to get higher quality black images for up to 13 by 19 sheets. Before we brought in the EA, we had been printing our high quality black only on our color devices, which is so much more expensive than it is on a black and white machine. And if you're not familiar with the EA, it prints up to 2400 dpi. It's really nice. You got a good quality file, good quality images. It can really do a nice job. Then we also have a Nuvera 144 MX. MX prints on micro ink. That's our main check production device. We have a backup device at our disaster recovery site just for that redundancy, because producing checks for our customers, paying those disability payments, cancer payments is #1 in our priority list. But we don't only print checks on the MX device. We can print anything else we want to on it. It just doesn't have the resolution that the EA does. We have 3 Xerox ColorPass 1000 machines, and these are the ones that really run 18 to 20 hours out of a 24-hour period. We need all 3 of them to keep up with the demand. It's quite extensive. Then for our signage, we have a HP Z6200, 42-inch. It's a vibrant machine. If you haven't seen one of these, it's very the quality of print we get off this machine is incredible. It just looks like a standard wide format, but I've compared it to other wide format that we've gotten off of competitors' machines. It's just stands out. It's amazing, and my customers love it with the vibrance of the color, the clarity, the speed. It's just a fantastic machine. I'm so glad that we're able to bring that in. That's our key print production equipment. We have some other lower end stuff, but these are the highlights. As far as our bindery operation, we have Standard Horizon and Stahl folders. The Standard Horizon is, sorry, I'm drawing a blank on the model, but it's one of those automated ones that makes the setup of a fold job or perf job a matter of moments instead of 15, 20, 30 minutes on some of the older manual processes. Those of you that have done any bindery work in the last 15 years, you know what I'm talking about. We have board saddle stitches, bookmakers for our main bookmaking process. We have Duplo slitter cutter creaser device, which is also a pretty amazing machine. If you haven't seen one of these yet, they've got a site out there on the floor. The slitter cutter creaser, we mainly use it for producing our cutting down our business cards. Compared to the old way that we would produce the cards or cut the cards on our guillotine cutter, this saved us about 8 hours a day during heavy production when we are issuing new cards out for the field and various other folks. It's really an amazing machine as well. Automation is the key. We're a just-in-time printer. I've been with the company 30 years, and I come from the offset printing background, and so I was there throughout the whole transition into the digital operation that we have today. So we're a just-in-time printer. We've been able to eliminate dozens and dozens of storerooms within the various departments by becoming a just-in-time printer. They give us a job to print. We have it out within 48 hours, depending on the scope of the project. We know some of them are easier to get out than others. But we had dozens and dozens of storerooms that we would print 100,000, 200,000 of a document, and then end up having to throw it in the trash 6 to 12 months later because it was out of compliance. If you're all digital shops, and you know the value to a just-in-time print. We also have perfect binding. We have the Duplo version perfect bind machine for those thicker books and books that we want to have just a little bit more professional look than a saddle stitch book. We'll traditionally UV coat the covers and full bleed trim. We've got artists on staff, so we're pretty proud of a lot of our publications. We have the Graphic Wizard for our UV coater. It's a 19-inch. We have a very small shop, so it's very limited on space, and we've got some really nice equipment that we have it all pretty well crammed into. Graphic Wizard has a nice footprint for the output that you can get from it. It's a very quick machine and does a great job. We recently brought in quarter rounding. Our marketers decided they wanted to change the look of our business cards, so they wanted to have rounded corners instead of the traditional square corners. So we brought in the rounded corner. We try our best to stay very much in touch with our client base, which is the marketing department, and bring in whatever solutions are feasible. We'll source what we have to, but we want to keep it all in-house as much as possible to keep our costs down. It's a fine balance. You can't have all the equipment you want, but we've got a pretty substantial shop for the square footage that we're occupying. So RSA, we've been a customer of RSA since early 2007, I believe, is when we partnered up with you. It's been a fantastic solution for our shop, especially with the digital workflow. Our shop before RSA was very much managed chaos. We would have jobs flooding in by the hundreds without any notification. Our customers would simply have print drivers on their local devices, and they would just send the stuff directly to our production equipment. It was insane. We had to get some management. We'd started out with Xerox's web product back then, and it didn't work out. And so we looked for other solutions, and we came across RSA and talked with them, and it's been a fantastic partnership since we brought them in. So some of the modules of RSA's products that we use the WebCRD product to receive online orders, as all of you do as well. We have customers all around the world. We've got South American venture. We've got folks in China as well. Most of our orders are received and processed by order placers within the United States, but we serve interests all around the world. Let's see here, excuse me. Messed up on my slide. In addition to WebCRD, we use the Dynamics module. Dynamics has really been a hit, especially with our marketing department. It's where our customers can create dynamic but compliant pieces to present in front of their clients. We set up the templates put them on the dynamic server. Then when the agent is ready to go to a customer site or planning a customer site visit, he'll go into WebCRD, search for the product type that he wants to offer to his customer. Then they'll interface with the dynamic system, and they will put in all the variable information like the agent's name, the customer's name. They'll pull from drop-downs with predetermined product options that can be incorporated within that publication. They enter all that information, and then they hit the preview button, and it comes up nice and clean, and then if it all looks good, they submit the order.
Can they upload the customer's logo too?
Yes, they can upload the customer's logo. Sorry, forgot that. But yeah. So you can type in variable information. There's some information that is predetermined template that you'll have drop downs that you'll choose, okay, for this product type, I want to add these options to it. And then you can also upload your customer's logo. We have our main customer base are educators, universities, and schools. So we have some pre-populated images that will go on the background of the form, like a university or a public school, but you can also upload that specific school's logo to it. In addition to Dynamics and WebCRD, we also use the MIS print module. We have some legacy mainframe print jobs that we're still running through their DJDE-driven data files. They run through the MIS print, converts it to a PostScript file, applies all the fonts, the images, etc., and then sends it on to the printer. But not quite directly to the printer. We use the QDirect system. All of our print jobs, whether they're from MIS print or WebCRD, they all flow through the QDirect product. We also have various applications, forms that are created on standalone servers. Those items are then securely FTP'd to a folder on the QDirect system, and then it routes it on to our printers. It's a really nice solution. It's one spot that we can go to see all of our print jobs flow. We can pull reports off of it, see everything that was ran through there in a certain amount of time. We can set a retention level on the file, so if we need to do a reprint, we can look it up on QDirect, say, okay, we need to resend this in case of some kind of fatal error on the print device. Corrupted somehow, you can't use that anymore. And of course, you can always resend direct from QDirect, or I'm sorry, WebCRD. Alrighty, this is an example of our customer login page. Pretty sure everybody customizes theirs to their own particular brand. This is our brand. This is where the customer logs in. What's really nice about this system is it communicates with our corporate Active Directory system. They have to use their network user ID and their established password before they can even enter into our system and order documents. Unfortunately, if a person gets terminated from employment, then it syncs up, and so they can't go in from outside and still get into the and causes some troubles. Another great aspect of the WebCRD project is, the skins. This particular one, we're changing our skins several times through the year to flow with the seasons or some event that we've got going on. This is just the latest version of the skin that our designers have come up with. Here's the order submission page. Once logged on, the user can submit an order in several ways. They can upload a new file. They can search for a document in the repository for authorized forms. They can reorder previous submitted forms and place an order without having an electronic form of the file for like hard copies, or they're going to bring us a flash drive or something like that later on. They can go ahead and break the ticket, then they can get us the actual document to print in another form later on. An important aspect of WebCRD is the control of the user access to the forms. We've got thousands and thousands of forms on our WebCRD system, marketing forms to highly, highly sensitive corporate information. We have to maintain security on every one of those repositories. And it's very easy to do with the WebCRD system. You simply assign it access based on the person's user ID. Security on the system is one of the main value points for us, and the ease of use, of course. So I'd like to talk about how we utilize the dynamic software. We spoke a little bit about it earlier. This is an example of an order screen that one of our agents or agent assistants in the field would see. First, they go into WebCRD, and then they browse the repository or search for a specific product type. They click on the product type, and then it opens up this interface. They click on the options they would like to include in the document. Sorry, I'm having a little bit of trouble to see, but we've got various products on the lower part of the screen and the drop downs. Those are the different product types that they can include in the publication. They can upload the logo of the school. They can say what kind of entity they're visiting, whether it's a university or an elementary school or whatever it may be. The graphic on the background where it has that large building will change accordingly. When they're all done submitting their information in there, then they click on the preview button. It'll apply all those changes to the form, and it'll pop up with a preview. This is what this particular one pops up with. You can see any town, university, USA for the school name. I know it's probably fairly difficult to see it, that font, but it's got the specific agent's name. It has the branch office where he's located. That is one of the drop downs as well. And within the document, it has all those options that we'd like to offer that prospective client. This is the orders pending screen. When an order is received, it's inspected by a member of our client services team. The team assesses each job for quality of content, make sure the instructions are clear, and that the file is printable. We get people submitting files of various formats and various ways to render a PDF, and everybody knows not all PDFs are printable. On this screen, we can easily determine which orders are proven print ready by the catalog icon. Whenever we run through a proofing process to archive a document into our catalog, then it gets this special little grayish-green character on it. We know when we see that on the dashboard that it's a proven print-ready file, and we don't have to pay that as much attention as one that does not have that logo. After all quality control checks have been performed, the job moves on into our production. And again, through QDirect, all of our files, regardless of source, flow through QDirect before they get to the final print destination. Some production orders go directly to the press. Others may run through Xerox's free flow process manager to be imposed or have some other automation routine applied to them. The routing to free flow process manager is controlled by the assigned queue on WebCRD. You work with your folks at WebCRD, and they will create a queue, and it will place that file in the appropriate folder for process manager or whatever workflow you may need. They're extremely capable group. All print files route through QDirect again before being sent to the final print destination. Once a file is submitted to production, a unique job ticket file is created. One of the things I like about the recent upgrade that we had to our WebCRD system is we can send that job ticket file to a specific printer, and I really like the new look of the job ticket too compared to what we had previously been getting. It's so much more clean and easy to read, and I understand you can customize it even further. A lot of customizing capabilities for the job ticket. Here's our post-production screen. Similar to the production screen, the post-production screen provides our bindery operators an easy-to-determine view of the status of orders pending in the area. Once the bindery process is completed, the order is delivered directly to our mail services center or to our on-site local departmental rep.
So John, you're using barcoding to move orders along through the process. So once an order is printed, you can actually start using the barcoding workflow, and you've got the wireless scanners, right?
Yes. Yeah, thanks for mentioning that. I'm only hitting on some of the key points here, but yeah, the barcode scanning is really a nice aspect, especially when you get into the 6 and, before long we'll be in 7-digit numbers, maybe. I don't know if it's limited, but we've got over 100,000 orders that we've processed since we brought the system in. The barcode scanning, we use that through every aspect of the job, from the time it gets printed all the way through to mail center completed. We use the barcode scanning to update the status of it, so we have accurate record of where that job is in the print and finishing life cycle. I really like the aspect that when the customer logs in, they can see the status of their order as well, so they can tell where we're at in taking care of their job, if we still have it in pre-press, or if we've got it on the press, if it's in the finishing area, or if it's in mail center or completed. We also have the integration with UPS.
Oh, right, good.
Yeah, so what we do with UPS, we enter the go-to-press number. Go-to-press is our name for WebCRD's product. We had to put our own little brand on it. But there's an option with UPS where you can put in a secondary tracking number. We use our WebCRD number. And then we also have a link on our internal website, on our go-to-press system that links to our AF-Press website. What happens is when a customer wants to check on the status of an order, they click on this link. All they need is their go-to-press order ID, that 6-digit number, or wherever you're at in your flow. They enter that WebCRD number in there. It automatically links up with the UPS shipping, and it tells them exactly where their order is at, so they don't have to remember that big 16, 20-digit, whatever.
1Z, whatever.
Yeah, that UPS has. It's really, really nice aspect. Okay. So those are the key, or some of the main uses we have for RSA's products. We do a lot more with them than what I mentioned, but I'm not much of a speaker, and I've got so much time here. But to American Fidelity, the most important features of WebCRD are it's a secure repository for our documents. We can isolate who can see what and when they can't see it. We can remove them easily from the system. It's a very tight system. People can only see what they're authorized to see. It's highly important, especially for an insurance company. The ease of use, it's a very easy system to use once you've got the basics of it down. The initial integration is a little bit of a challenge, but once you get the basics of how it works down, then it's really a piece of cake. And working with RSA has truly been a pleasure. I mean, we've had some challenges, and we've called them with some requests that were maybe something they had never heard before, but something that goes on the list and potentially can be integrated later on. The approval-based rules for job submission, that's really a nice aspect of it too. We have certain workflow where before the order even gets submitted to pre-production, it has to go through an authorization process by some designated employee within a home office. So if we're running business cards, for instance, those have to be checked by a certain individual in the company to make sure they can have that card for various internal reasons. But so there's somebody designated. There's a workflow called approval, and you can assign it in various ways. But essentially, a user will submit an order, but it has to go through this second step by some other person. Say, okay, I approve this, and then they click on the approval button, and it goes into our production at that point. It's really a nice control. Maybe not most important, but right up there is trackability. We can report at any time what was ordered, when it was ordered, who placed the order, when the order was completed, where did it get delivered, how much was ordered, various other things that we can report on from the time we split the button. We can report on every order that we've ever processed through this system. That's extremely important for an insurance company to be compliant as well. You get some field agents out there that are out there to make a quick buck, and they might upload their own type of document. I mean, it's unfortunate, but it can happen. But the accountability, the compliance factor of the reporting on WebCRD is a highly, highly valuable aspect of this system. Okay, those are the key ways that we use WebCRD. They are by far not the only ways we use WebCRD and the other RSA products, but those are kind of the highlights. So that's it for my presentation. I'd be glad to answer any questions you may have.
So anybody online have a question for John? All right, well, I've got a question.
Okay.
So over the years, right, I guess I'd have to do the math, but it's several years, right? 6, 7, 8 years that you've been working with us. You've probably seen a lot of changes in WebCRD and a lot of upgrades.
Yes.
Hopefully that's been a good experience for you.
It's been a very good experience. Yeah, it was a little different at first because I was new to that aspect of the shop, as far as technology part. You know, I was very much a production person, but it's been an excellent experience working with your group. Your folks have been patient when we've maybe been misunderstanding of what's real or realistic, I mean. But when we contact your online support, whenever we may need something like that, your folks are very responsive. The events that you have attended at our site, where you personally have come on our site with members of your group to have Q&A sessions with my marketing folks and my developers, my designer folks, those have been extremely beneficial and appreciative. It's where we can bounce back to you questions we may have from a different perspective other than a prep production type person, that you can get a better perspective of what the order placer is. I've got nothing but good things to say about the experience we've had with RSA. Great.
Well, yeah, and a lot of our, some features have come directly out of seeing how you work your shop. So just little things even.
Yeah.
Like the clicking on the PDF icon was an idea from your shop, right? So instead of having to go into every job, you can just click on the PDF icon and it pops up the ticket in the production file. So you don't. So when you're previewing those files, you don't have to. That was actually directly coming from you. So
that's a big time saver.
We thank you for your input as well. But so any other questions from anyone else? If not, I guess we'll conclude our meeting. We're getting to the end of our time anyway. We really appreciate everybody's participation, and we look forward to seeing you in the next meeting. Thank you so much.